You may start, madam.
Okay, okay. So let me share my PowerPoint presentation. Is it visible to all?
Yes.
So, dear participants, you have already learned regarding OER, concept of OER, importance of OER, and licensing. You all are familiar with OERs, objective of OER, importance of OER has been increased nowadays because knowledge created every day. Every day, new knowledge is being created. The old knowledge which was there, it is being updated with new content. New knowledge is being developed. So, every time it is very very essential to update the knowledge with new updates, and OER helps for updating. OER enable allow permit us to update the existing knowledge with new content, and that is why it is very very essential to have OERs, and we people are familiar with OER repositories, and many times we use search engines, general search engines to find the OER. In these 2 days, I will cover OER repositories, dedicated OER repositories, and methods of searching OERs. So you all know that open educational resources are high quality, openly licensed online educational material that offer an extraordinary opportunity for people everywhere to share, use and reuse knowledge. Do you know 5 R's of OER? Do you all know what are the 5 R of OER? Am I audible to all? Dear participants, am I audible to all? Can you put your audio on and say what are the 5 parts of OER? Anybody else? So I will come to search techniques, how to search OER and repositories. So before that, let me refresh your memory. Let me refresh your memory regarding 5 R's and why OER is needed, and some license. Then I will switch over to search technique of OER and OER repositories. So 5 R's are these. So retain, reuse, revise, remix and redistribute. Without any permission, if any OER content is available, without any permission, you can retain the work, you can retain the educational resources, you can have a copy of it, you can reuse it in variety of ways. Suppose a content is there in text format, you can make PowerPoint presentation out of the content. Suppose a PowerPoint presentation is there, you can use the PowerPoint presentation for your classroom deliberation. Teachers can use it. You people can use it for making your presentations. Revise. So you can revise the content which are available online. You can adapt, adjust, modify, improve, and alter the content. Then remix. Remix means you can combine the original content with new content, and you can make a new OER. new open educational resources, and we can redistribute the same with some license. So, dear participant, let us make it two-way conversation. So, can you tell me what symbol is this? What symbol is this? Anybody? So, just to refresh your memory, what symbol is this? Abhijit ji, are they able to
Please,
speak?
please respond. Participant, please respond.
So, what symbol is this? So, what is this? Who can say? What is this? So this is attribution, Creative Common attribution. So if this kind of symbol is there, then you are sure that it is a work which is licensed under CC BY, Creative Common license, and you can use this OER, you can use this, you can modify, you can redistribute, you can do anything you want with this. And this symbol, who can say? This is share alike. So this is a Creative Commons license. If this symbol is there with the OER, then you'll know that you can make you can use the work, you can use the OER, you can modify this, you can remix the work, but you have to distribute it with the share alike means same license. With the same license, you can distribute this. This is this stands for non-commercial. You can use the OER product for any purpose. You can modify, you can remix, you can reuse, you can redistribute, but not for commercial use. For non-commercial use, you can use this. So what symbol is this? This is the most restrictive thing of CC license. You cannot make any derivative out of the work. You cannot make any derivative out of the work. Okay. So why OER? So OER is importance of OER is there because instant access. If a textbook is available in the bookshop, if a textbook is available, then you have to purchase the textbook. The book will be published, will come to bookstore. That will take a month or 6 months or a year. Then you have to purchase the book and you can read it. But if an year OER is there, a textbook is there, a course material is there online, then you can instantly access this. Then multiple user can access this. It will save your cost because it is freely available. Then you can make new knowledge out of this because it is for giving permission for modifying the work, remixing the work. So what are the types of OER? So OER is available in multitude of format like textbook, courses, multimedia, data, and supplementary material. So these are available in various formats, and this can be found by regular search engines like Google by using certain keywords, but it is not easier to find them through dedicated OER repository. So there are some dedicated OER repositories like NROER. I will come to that later. OER Commons, there are many dedicated repositories, but we people are very much familiar with our Google, search engine Google. So everything we want, let us Google it. Let us open the Google page and type the phrase, let us open it. We are very much familiar with this kind of um, searching. So first of all, I will show you how to search and open educational resources through your popular search engine Google. how to search your OER using your popular search engine Google. So let us open google.com. Dear participants, is it visible to you?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here I am going to search OER or Open Educational Resources on a specific topic by using your popular search engine Google. So first of all, you have to open this Google page. Then in the right hand corner, in the down, in the bottom, it is setting is there. Is it visible? So you have to click on settings. So here advanced search is available. Okay. Suppose I want an OER on the topic. Suppose digital learning. Suppose I want OER on the topic digital learning. So here you see here. So here usage right is there and I have to choose a document category of OER which I need. Suppose I want free to use, share or modify. So I want an OER or open educational resources to which I can use freely, I can share it or I can modify it. Okay. So suppose I need this kind of work. So here option is available. I will choose this option free or use it to use or share modify then search it. So whatever retrievals you are getting, these retrievals, these are all open educational resources. So these are all open educational resources. You can use this, you can modify this, you can make remix, you can share among people. So these are all open educational resources. Then many times we people need images for our academic purpose. We used to copy the image from internet and make it available in our PowerPoint presentation, or we may use image in our text when we are writing an assignment, in a project work, in a book. We are writing a book, or we are writing an article. So we are using images for various academic purposes. Then it is better to use images which are um, under OER. It is better to use, will not face any trouble, because if the image do not allow for modifying this, putting this without permission, then you may be in a trouble. So in the safer side, it will be safe for you. You have to choose an image which permits you to modify or make use of it without any restriction. So let us see the image. So this is the way we use to search images from Google Image. Suppose we are searching an image, suppose license. So these are the license available. Here tool option is there. Under Google Image, tool option is there. And here usage right is there and you see your Creative Commons license is available. So I want image under Creative Commons license because these images will allow me for making derivative work, sharing the work with others. So I will use this image. So all these images I found, these are all, we can use it. This is safe. This is safe for me. So these images permitting for making derivative work, making use of the work, share this work. Okay. So this is the setting. So by using search engine, we can find open educational resources. By using Google Image, we can find images useful for our academic purpose, and these images are OER under OER. Then we people are habituated, very much habituated to use YouTube videos both for academic as well as entertainment purposes. And when you are going to use some YouTube video for academic purpose, and you want a video which must be OER, which must be under OER, or this is copyright free, this is CC license. You want a video of Creative Commons license, then you can see, you can search the videos like this. Suppose I want a video on digital library. So I will put the phrase digital library in the home page. I will first of all I will come to this YouTube page. So this is the home page of YouTube. Then in the search box I have to write digital library, and you see your filter option is available. So under this filter option a Creative Commons is there. Is it visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is Creative Commons. So let me click here. So whatever video now you are getting, whatever videos you are getting, these are all with Creative Commons license. These are all with Creative Commons license. So you can use these videos without any trouble. So you got an idea about searching OER from Google. You got an idea searching images through Google Image, searching OER images or Creative Commons images having Creative Commons license from Google Image. Then you got an idea regarding downloading videos or selecting videos which is under CC license. Okay, another thing I have to say. Suppose you found a video from YouTube and you want to confirm whether this is under CC license or not. Suppose this is the video you found and you want to know whether this video is under CC license or not. So come to this video. Here you see Creative Commons attribution license, reuse allowed. So reuse of the video is allowed. Okay. So this is the way you have to search. Then I will come to different OER repository, different popular OER repositories. So you see NROER, National Repository of Open Educational Resources. These are some repository which are dedicated for open educational resources. Google or any other search engine, these are having any kind of resources that may be commercial, free, open access, open educational, everything. You have to filter OER out of them, which is difficult, quite difficult. But here, these are the dedicated OERs. These are the dedicated OERs I am going to discuss. These OERs are having only open educational resources. You do not have to filter anything. Whatever resources you will retrieve from these repositories, these are all open educational resources. So National Repository of Open Educational Resources is a collaborative platform which brings together anyone interested in school and teacher education. It is initiated by Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India, and managed by the Central Institute of Educational Technology, National Council of Educational Research and Training. So this is the NROER web page. You see, you have to go to this web page and under repository option, you have to click. Shall I go to the page, web page? Shall I show it to you? So there is some problem with the site. Okay, let us continue. Later we will see this. So under NROER, you have to click on repositories. Then we get various resources, textbook, videos, audios, everything will be there, and you have to browse through the different subjects. The OERs are available or organized according to subject, and you have to browse it through the subjects. So simply you have to open NROER home page. Then in the home page left corner repository option is available. In the repository button you have to click and you will have the OERs. And then open textbook. So this is another very popular OER textbook in the open textbook library are considered open because they are free to use and distribute and are licensed to be freely adapted or changed with for proper attribution. The criteria for including new textbook in the open textbook library are the content must be openly licensed, textbook licensed with JNU or Creative Commons license with exception of CC/ND. So Creative Commons no derivative work which do not allow for no derivative work, these are not allowed for this repository. So the textbook which do not allow for no derivative work, these are not allowed under this repository. So CC/BY which is the most which is most open license under Creative Commons, it is recommended for this open textbook. So this is the home page of Open Textbook Library. This is a very simple to use interface. This is having very simple to use interface. You have to just browse through different subjects and you will get the textbooks. Sorry. So find open textbook. This is another very popular repository of textbooks which is available here and we can use this. Then OER Common is a repository which is a database of over 50,000 open educational resources and digital content on a variety of subjects that are free to use as well as tool for crafting OER and training on how to use OER. So this is a database of over 50,000 educational resources as well as it is having training, it is providing training how to use OER. It was created by Institute of Study of Knowledge Management and Education. Resources on the site are reviewed for quality alignment to standard and shared primarily using Creative Commons license. So these OER Commons also include a space to submit resources for possible inclusion. A joint group of users with like interest are used as an OER to create and share your own lessons that combine text, audio, and video. So let us see how to search OER Commons. So OER Commons is a very popular repository. You must know how to use this OER Commons. So just go to www.oercommons.org. Then you have to type topic or material you are looking for in the search box. Then you can use the filter option subject educational label to look for the most appropriate material you need. After clicking, the search result will show available material. Let us try. Let us see how it is happening. Let us open OER Commons. So internet is very slow today. I think this system is having some problem. Okay, so today I will show you the theoretical portions. What are the features of this repository, and tomorrow I will show you the demonstration for every repository. Today I will show you practical demonstration for each repository. So first of all, you have to go to the home page of www.oercommons.org. Then you have to type the topic you want. Then the filters option. Filter options are available like subject, education level. You can choose the option. Suppose you want education level, college level, then you can select it. Then whatever subject you want, suppose you want to algebra, you can click there, click on algebra. Then there will be different OERs available. You can choose and you can open it by clicking and you will use this. Medload, multimedia education resource for learning and online teaching. So this is a free open online community of resources designed primarily for faculty, staff and students of higher education from around the world to share their learning material. It contains more than 45,000 resources that are managed by California State University together with volunteer members. Medlat employs a peer-review system in order to ensure their quality, ease of use, and potential effectiveness. So, come to the next source from where you can find OER. This is a very popular source, Creative Commons Search, from where you are giving the license to your educational resources. This Creative Commons Search provide you the facility for finding the OERs. So just open search.creativecommons.org, then type the subject or related keyword you want for retrieval, or you want any images for searching. Then after clicking on that, you will be getting the results. So Mason OER Meta Finder or not. So this OER repository is quite different from other repository. This repository is different from other repository. So other repositories, what they do, they use to organize or gather all the open educational resources according to subject education level like that. But here, this meta finder is not having its own collection. This Mason or OER meta finder, it is not having any collection of itself. So what it do? It, if you are searching mom or Mason OER meta finder, then query, it will send query to other search engines or other repositories. It will send query to other repository, and after receiving the result, it will display in front of the user. So, dear participants, do you have any idea about federated searching? How many of you do you have any idea about federated searching or discovery search? Discovery search service or federated search? Dear participants, are you having any idea? Okay, no idea. Then you cannot understand mom, Mason OER metafinder. So I have to explain you all what about federated search and uh, discovery search service. Federated searching is real-time or simultaneous searching of multiple resources. Federated searching means simultaneous searching of multiple resources. Suppose my university, Sambalpur University, Odisha, suppose our university is having 100 resources, 100 electronic resources. Suppose we are having 50 databases, we are having 20 bibliographic database, 10 full text database, and then 200 journals. So there are various category of electronic resources. Okay, and if user will start to search each of the resources one by one. Suppose we open one database from Elsevier. Suppose user will open Science Direct and search the document. Then we'll get some retrievals. If we will not get any retrievals, then we'll close the site and we'll open another database. Suppose another database. Suppose Emerald will be used by the user. So in this way, if user will open one by one all the resources in a single day. So this will kill all his time. This will kill all his time by searching the resources one by one. So this is very frustrating. So what to do? There must be a single search box. There must be a single search box so that user can search multiple resources through this single search box. User can search multiple resources through this single search box. So that is called federated search or simultaneous search. So a federated search service if available for the user, then user will use a single search box and will put his query in the single search box. Then this query will be directed to all the resources which are subscribed by my university. So these are called federated and discovery services. So there is a difference between federated search service and discovery service. Federated search service is a real-time search. If I am having a single search interface, I am putting the query, then the queries will be directed to individual publishers database directly. The queries will be delivered directly to the publishers database and the retrievals will come directly from the publishers database. So this is a real-time search. If there is any disturbance or if there is any error with the publisher database, if they are maintaining the database, then user will get difficulty in accessing the resources here. In case of discovery services, what happens? Whatever resources subscribed by the institutions or university or academic institution, these are all indexed by the discovery service. So a centralized local index is made from the beginning. So user will search the resources through the single search box and will get the result from multiple sources. So at a time user do not have to search all the resources one by one. First open Emerald, then open Elsevier, then IEEE. So this will kill your time. Don't go to search individually one by one. So use a single interface. Use a single interface which will provide all the resources. So EBSCO is providing the discovery service. EBSCO discovery service providing a single interface. So by using that single interface, multiple resources can be retrieved through the single interface. So discovery services or federated search services provides the opportunity for simultaneous searching of multiple resources. So this will save the time of the users. Users do not have to visit each and every electronic resources one by one. They just have to put the query in the search box and this will be directed to different databases which are subscribed by the institution. So this is the objective of the federated or discovery services. So federated searching means simultaneous searching of multiple resources. Simultaneous searching of multiple resources. So similarly here, so dear participant, did you get an idea about federated search? Are you all listening to me? You got idea about federated search? Am I audible to all? Okay. So I am looking at the chat box. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. To no. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. So two people didn't understand. So shall I repeat it again? So two people didn't understand. Okay. So federated searching means simultaneous searching of multiple resources. Federated searching means simultaneous searching of multiple resources. Suppose our university is having access to 100 database. Our university is purchasing or subscribing 100 database. And if my user will access each 100 database one by one. Suppose I will search for a document on library automation. I will search from database number 1. Then I will found two document. I will close it. I will try to search database number 2. This may give me the more result. I want more better result, so I will search database number 2, then database number 3. In this way, I will search all 100 database. So it will kill all my time. If I will search one by one all the 100 databases to find document on the topic library automation, then it will kill all my time. So how it will save my time? If there will be a single search interface. If there will be a single search interface and I will access this, I will use this single search interface for searching multiple resources. I will put query in a single search box. Then this query will be directed to all 100 database. Then I will get the results. So this will save my time. I do not have to open one by one all the 100 databases. So federated searching is simultaneous searching of multiple resources. Okay. So here Mason OER Meta Finder is a tool which do not collect the OER itself but it act as a federated search service. This meta finder work as a federated search service. You have to put a query. Suppose you want OER on the topic digital learning. You want OER on the topic digital learning. Then you have to put your query in the search box and it will provided you result from 22 different source of open educational resources. So there are various sources of open educational resources. Before we discussed 2-3 resources like OER commands, open textbook, NROPR. In this way, there are multiple resources available for open educational resources. So Mason Meta Finder will send query to 22 different open educational resources and after receiving query from them, it will display result in front of the user. So it is not having its own collection like the federated search or discovery services in the libraries. It acts as a meta finder. It sends query to other 22 different sources of open educational resources and after getting result from them, it displays the result in front of the user. So is it clear? So this MOM is a different kind of source from other. It provides a federated search service. So it is a meta finder. So Merlot. So this is another open educational resources repository of open educational resources. So just click on www.merlot.org. Then you have to like other repositories. Here also subject to IDC arrangement is there. You can select your topic, education level. You can select education level and you can find it. So you see, this is the Mason OER Meta Finder. This is the home page. You can put your title. Suppose I want documents on open educational resources itself. So So I will put the query here and will search and I will find the resources. So dear students, are you familiar with EPG Pathshala? Are you all familiar with EPG Pathshala? So this EPG Pathshala and this provides open educational resources. So both UG and PG level students can use these course materials. So under EPG Pathshala, the OERs available under the subject option, the resources are categorized according to subject and you can access the resources and it is created by Infinet. So tomorrow I will show you all repository. Tomorrow I will show you the demonstration. Actually, this system is having problem. From another system, I will log in and tomorrow I will show you the practical demonstration. Today, let us familiar with the repositories and search techniques. So this National Digital Library of India or NDLI is a virtual repository of learning resources which is not just a repository with search or browse facilities but provide host of services for the learning community. It is sponsored and mentored by Ministry of Education, Government of India through its National Mission on Education through Information Communication Technology, NME ICT. So, filtered and federated searching is employed to facilitate focused searching so that learner can find right resource with least effort and a minimum time. So you are familiar now, you are familiar with federated searching. So NDLI is providing federated searching facility to the user. It is built to provide support for all academic level, including researcher and lifelong learner, all discipline, all popular form of access devices and differently able learners. It is developed, operated and maintained by IIT Kharagpur. So Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur is operating and maintaining this. So this NPTEL, this is another very popular source for open educational resources. So NPTEL or National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, which was initiated by 7 Indian Institute of Technology such as Bombay, Delhi, Kanpur, Kharagpur, Madras, Guwahati and Roorkee, along with Indian Institute of Science Bangalore in 2003. In 2003, NPTEL was developed and 7 IITs and 1 IIC took the initiative. NPTEL began offering open license course in March 2014 along with certificate from IITs, IIC for those who completed the courses successfully. So whatever videos and learning materials available with NPTEL, you can use this for your academic purpose. So user or learners from various corner of the country will get the benefit of learning from the experts. So if a student is reading in a small engineering college, that student can also take the benefit of learning from a big professor, experts, having good knowledge, expertise in the area from IIT Kadu, IITs or from IISc. So student from a rural area, from a small college is taking the benefit of learning from the professors of IITs and IISc. So this is the objective of NPTEL. So courses are available. Students can learn They can use it for learning purpose as well as they can take certificate course. If they want any certificate course, then they have to contact IITs and IISc, and through them they can avail the certificate. So it is now possible for everyone outside the IIT system to be able to do an online certificate course from NPTEL. So although students are not belonging to IITs, they can also avail the certificate from IIT to this NPTEL portal. So few other repositories are there. So SOA Lab, Searchable Online Learning Resource. This is also another popular OER repository. Uh, then Creative Commons we have already discussed. OER Commons, which is a large collection of variety of open educational resources, including textbook, courses, ancillary material. Merlot is a curated collection of free and open online teaching, learning, faculty development services contributed and used by an international education community. OER Handbook for Educator. It provides guide for those who are just getting started in the creation of open educational resources. So BC Campus Open Educational Resource page is a good place to start to find both general information about OER and a list of textbooks. So you can get knowledge about OER as well as you can find a list of textbook that is created here, and you can recreate the textbook from these textbook. So OpenStax, this is supported by Rice University. OpenStax has a huge collection of open peer-reviewed textbook on a large variety of subjects. Then Project Gutenberg, it is a collection of 10 or thousands of digitized books available for download. Audiobooks are also available here. OU Press publishes open access journal and textbook with a focus on Canada, the North American West and North, circumpolar North. So there are various open educational resources are available under various repositories. Khan Academy, people might be, this is very popular, you might be listening regarding Khan Academy. So it is providing instructional videos on practice exercise on topic including math, science, programming, history like that. Uh, so if anybody interested doing school students also, they can use this Khan Academy for learning. The videos are available. They can learn from the very good teachers by using these tools. MIT Open Courseware, this offers free access to almost all MIT Open courses. So this is an international level OER. So this is by Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and it is a big source which offers huge number of OER. If people can access this, use this. Then Sailor Academy, a non-profit organization committed to providing free and open online courses. Coursera is very popular, an educational platform which partners with dozens of prestigious universities and institutions, including NOMAD, Stanford, University of Toronto, and the University of London. Um, and then you see these are the sources or repository for getting multimedia content. Suppose some individual is not interested for text, particularly interested for images, videos like that, musics like that. So these are the repositories or sources from where you can find videos. So I am not interested for textbook or textual material, so I will use this Creative Commons source is providing these images as well as videos. Then Vimeo, which provide videos with a CC license, can be found through advanced search option. So from Vimeo, you can find we are under CC license to the advanced search option. As I told how to find OER repository, OER collection from Google Advanced Search. Similarly, by using advanced search facility of Vimeo, you can find videos with CC license. So Flickr, this is an online photo management and sharing application, and many photos are available under CC license. So Flickr allows searching by type of license. So these are the sources for supplementary materials, and these are various example of open. These are various repository of open educational resources. So, dear participant, for today, these are the repositories and few search techniques we discussed. If you have any question, you can ask me. Tomorrow, I will show you the demonstration how to search these repositories. Am I audible to all? Am I audible to all?
Yes, madam.
Hmm. If any question, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll stop here, and tomorrow I will show you all the demonstration of searching different repositories.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, shall I close here? So thank you all for patience listening, and thanks Authority of Honorary College and Abhijit ji for giving opportunity. Thank you all. Abhijit ji, shall I log out?
Okay, madam. Thank you. One of the please stop recording.